Hey, what's going on YouTube? Gary here, gzduels, here to bring you guys a duel video, and I'm playing my old friend, of course, the Chaos Ninjas. I'm doing this mainly because I wanted to actually try it out against elemental dragons, because before it wasn't out, a lot of people didn't know how to play it, but now it's out in TCG, a lot more people are going to play it, so I'll have more of a chance to try out this old deck and see if it's actually viable in this format. But unfortunately, I'm showing you guys a duel where I'm not playing against elemental dragons or prophecy, but I feel like this duel was really cool because there was a lot of back and forth, and we were both playing very fair decks because he was playing Heraldic Beast and I'm playing Chaos Ninjas, so we weren't summoning first turn Dragosack plus Light and Darkness Dragon or anything, but it was really competitive. The advantage shifted a couple of times, so I felt like this was a pretty cool duel, so I wanted to show you guys. So of course right away he's going to get some advantage with that Leo, so I'm going to try to get rid of the Lavable Chain. Unfortunately my opponent played the compulsory evacuation against me. At first I was like, oh no, I couldn't get rid of the Lavable Chain, but then I thought I could just special summon the Photon Thrasher back, so it's really not that bad. And it's cool because I baited out a compulse so that when I go for my exceed plays, it won't hurt as much. So I afterwards thought about it. I thought it's pretty good. So he is going to get some advantage with Lavable Chain. He's gonna send another Leo perhaps, and he's gonna search for Basilic Hawk or something like that, or Basilisk. Yeah, Basilisk. But he didn't do that actually. He just sent Aberconway to the grave. And he decided to use the Heraldry Reborn, or Advanced Art. Yeah, it's the Advanced Art that allows him to summon both, and he's going to exceed for Black Strip of Corn. So I thought, this is a good time to use Compulse, and then I realized, oh wait, if I Compulse his Black Strip and Leo heads to the graveyard, basically he gets to go for another search. So both of our Compulses, I feel like, weren't used to the max, so compulsory isn't that great in this format anymore. Well, wait, I take that back because Dragosack does run around, so I guess compulsory is like a one card out to Dragosack. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's good in some situations. So it forced my opponent to summon the Basilisk in order to make a pretty minus play, but then he gets to get the damage in. I of course have another Photon Thrasher, and I drew into a Hanzo. So Hanzo was pretty good, but he has two back rows, so I decided I'm not going to summon the Hanzo yet. I'm going to use Photon Thrasher, test out the waters, get rid of the Lavable Chain, and if I summon Hanzo I couldn't attack with Lavable Chain anyways. Sorry, attack with Photon Thrasher anyway, so I decided to summon the Hanzo during main phase 2, and then that forced my opponent to use the Torrential Tribute, which is all good because I do have a Monster Reborn, and I got to search for the Super Transformation, so I decided I'm going to use the Monster Reborn, shrink my deck, and get the Upstart Gold Ninja. And once I have the Upstart Gold Ninja, I will be able to use the Debris Dragon that I drew into once the Gold Ninja dies. But then, depending on what he has, I felt like I should set a Super Transformation because chances are I'm going to try to depend on this Hanzo. And then if my opponent does get rid of the Hanzo, and by then, hopefully I would have drawn into another trap. So my opponent didn't do anything, didn't even summon a monster. And I decided I'm just going to attack. I drew into a trap, so I'm just going to test out the waters, play conservatively. And I thought it was a Basilisk, and yes, of course, it's a Basilisk. Yeah, kind of called it. So it's all good though, because I can just main phase 2, normal summon the Gold Ninja, and I decided to pitch the Phoenix Chain instead of using it because I feel like Heraldic Beasts, they have a lot of activate in the graveyard effects, so Phoenix Chain might not be that good against them. Instead, I want to go for an Exceed, and this is an Exceed that I always thought was really good. It's of course the Heroic Champion Godiva. So that when he special summons a level 4 or lower monster, I can detach material and destroy it. So most likely his Heraldry Reborn wouldn't work. I don't know if the advanced Heraldic Art would work because it seems like Heraldic Art has this uninterrupted effect. So when he special summons those two Heraldic Beasts out, I can't interrupt the effect by destroying them. But he used Heraldry Reborn, and he got back Leo, and I hesitated for a moment. I was thinking should I destroy the Leo, because Leo will just search for Basilisk, and I don't want him to normal summon Basilisk because he hasn't normal summoned and attack into my Godiva. But unfortunately, I didn't, and he decided to use Horn of the Phantom Beast. And I was like, you run Horn of the Phantom Beast? Really? Like, your deck sometimes is filled with like winged beasts and dragons, and I don't know. And then I realized, not only is Leo a beast monster, also the Basilisk is a beast monster. Hear me out, seriously. If you take a look at Basilisk, is not a winged beast as you would expect, is a beast monster. And so he could also even use the Horn of the Phantom Beast on things like his Chain Dog, which he's using right now. So he had two beasts because Diamondara Wolf is a beast, and he's able to special summon out the dog, which made me really, really regret not negating something like the Heraldic Beast Leo. So I did make a lot of misplays in this duel. So I hope you guys will forgive me. But the cool thing is, I still won. Sorry to spoil the ending, and it was a really fun duel because it was like a lot of back and forth. So he's using the Diamond Direwolf, and he's destroying the Diamond Direwolf himself and my super transformation. So I felt like that was kind of unnecessary, because he knew that I set the super transformation, so it wouldn't hurt him. I would rather do the 2000 damage and then main phase 2 if I really wanted to get rid of it. Then I would have destroyed Diamond Direwolf using its own effect. So I did save the Chaos Sorcerer, so I'm just going to banish the Light and the Dark in order to special summon the Chaos Sorcerer in order to remove the Ouroboros. I was really scared because Ouroboros, when he activated the effect to discard one card from my hand, I was really scared that he'll pick my Chaos Sorcerer. But then even then, I would have had Phoenix Chain, so I would have still dealt with the Ouroboros somewhat. But I'm glad that he didn't do it. So right now at this point, I feel like I'm in a pretty good situation. I have 3 cards in my possession. He only has 1 card. The Ouroboros play I felt like was pretty minus. He should have gone for something like Shockmaster. And then he summons the Basilisk, and he uses Monster Reborn. At this point I should have used Solemn Warning, but I didn't, because I felt like, he still had a Chain Dog. I wanted him to go for something like Shockmaster, Exceed for something like Shockmaster, and then I would negate the Shockmaster. That way he'll even lose his Basilisk. Of course, unfortunately, that didn't happen, because my opponent, instead of going for Shockmaster, because I don't think he likes Shockmaster, because I think Shockmaster would be a pretty good idea when he supposedly made Ouroboros. So I did another misplay right here. So he went for Fairy King Alberditch, which forced me to negate Solemn Warning, and unfortunately, Heraldic Beast Leo's effect will activate. Had I Solemn Warning the Monster Reborn, the Leo would have not hit the field, and he wouldn't have searched. So I went a bit minus with that, and he basically decides to attack with Basilisk, and he takes some damage, but of course my Chaos Sorcerer dies. And I have an Honest in my hand, so I'm going to basically set the Honest. I knew that he searched Aberconway, and I knew Aberconway only had 1,800 attack, so I'm just going to set the Honest with 1,900 defense. Hopefully I can stall for a turn and then draw into something useful. So he draws into Pod Duality, and used Pod Duality to search for Fiendish Chain. And I was like, oh no, he has Fiendish Chain. So does that mean my Honest won't come back into my hand? We'll see. So he summons Aberconway, and he decides to attack. And I feel like, that was unnecessary, because he knew I had Honest, and if I set a monster and a back row, it's pretty much obvious as Honest. So why bother take the 100 damage? But I guess he just wants to attack. And I drew into my own Pot of Duality, which is really cool. And I activate Pot of Duality, and I got Super Transformation, which I'm not going to get. Huge Revolution, which I'm not going to get. So I have to get Debris Dragon. But since I use Pod Duality, I couldn't summon the Debris Dragon and get its effect off. And plus he has Fiendish Chain, so he's most likely going to negate it. So hopefully my Honest stays alive for a turn so I can exceed. But unfortunately he went for Heraldic Reborn. He got back Leo. Leo was a pain to deal with, because even if Leo got sent to the graveyard as an exceed material, even he would have the ability to search. So I felt really at a disadvantage, because it basically allowed him to net some pluses. So he's just going to attack with Leo, because Leo has 2,000 attack, and he's going to attack with Aberconway. I'm going to take some damage. That's no problem. And then he went for something that I did not expect, which is, pretty cool. He went for an Exceed of Daigusto Emerald. I think that's what it's called. Daigusto Emerald, yeah. And he sees that, he's used Leo a lot and he's wasted a lot of his resources already. A lot of resources are in the graveyard. So he's basically going to detach Leo and he's going to return a few heraldic monsters so that he can use Leo's effect and search for it anyways. And he gets to draw a card. So at this point, I was really dejected. I was like, I have a Debris Dragon in my hand and he has a Fiendish Chain, but I drew into Mirror Force and I was like, yes, I have Mirror Force. And Mirror Force, if you guys know, I added recently because I wanted to specifically for these type of situations where my opponent has the advantage, but I really want to get the advantage back. So I just baited out the Fiendish Chain. I hope that he'll summon the Basilisk that he will search with Leo. And hopefully I can get a plus with my Mirror Force. At this point, my Super Transformation is feeling kind of dead, but it's at least a shrink because I searched it out with Hanzo. So of course he's going to use that Gusto Emerald's effect, detach one, return 3 monsters, draw a card, just getting those pluses, pluses on pluses. And it's pretty cool. The deck, I feel like Heraldic Beast can do something if he plays Turbo, if he plays like Raikou and stuff, but he's going to attack and I'm going to activate basically the Mirror Force if he allows me. And then when it's my turn, because Fiendish Chain doesn't say anything about changing the battle position, I'm just going to move my Debris Dragon defense mode because Debris Dragon has 2000 defense, which is pretty awesome. So it's my turn. I feel like I got some of the advantage back, especially because I drew into Hanzo. I'm going to normal summon the Hanzo, use Hanzo's effect in order to search for the Super Transformation. And then feel like I have a pretty good advantage right now. I'm going to turn the Debris Dragon into defense mode. I'm not going to Exceed. I'm just looking at my Exceed deck to see what options I can have. And I'm going to change the Debris Dragon defense mode and attack with Hanzo so that even if he summons a monster, if he reborn something, I can use my Super Transformation and then go for the Light Pulsar Dragon that's in my deck. Okay, so my opponent's ended his turn and at my turn, my opponent draws. He uses Aberconway's effect in order to add 1 heraldic monster from his graveyard to his hand, and he's gonna activate. He's gonna get the Leo, and most likely he's just gonna summon the Leo, try to attack over the Hanzo. I'm not gonna change Super Transformation yet because I want him to attack. So he's gonna use Leo. I think, yep, he's going to go into battle phase and use the Leo to attack into my Hanzo, and I'm going to activate the Super Transformation and get into my Light Pulsar. At which point, basically, he gives up because he realizes that he doesn't have much of a play against Light Pulsar, and I win the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this duel. This was a really fun duel because it went back and forth. We both made some misplays, so I hope you guys will take it and learn something from it. And this is Gary, gzduels, signing out.